Hello, I'm Martin Fencka and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Civilization 5 as France. So as you can see, I've restarted the series as I said last time, but before we get to that, to all of the new settings, one technical thing, I tried to set my OBS for streaming, and in the process somehow I managed to completely mess up my recording setup. So I had to reset everything. It took me like a whole day to reset everything back to what it used to be, and hopefully I didn't forget anything. But if there are any issues with the video, if I missed something, I apologize for that. Please let me know in comments if you noticed something. Hopefully it won't be anything major. I checked a couple of times. I didn't notice any major problem, but with these things anything can happen. So as I said, if there is something, I apologize, and please let me know in comments. That's one thing. And now about the reset. So I learned my lesson last time, both the map script that I used, and then also with the approach to the game. So I changed both. I needed some time to figure out how I want to play this and how I want to set the game up when it comes to the map script. In the end, I basically gave up and for safety reasons decided to go with the Communitas script. I was told that's the only one that should at this point work properly. Because I'm recording, I need to have the safety that the map won't break down, which is something that happened last time, so I'm going with Communitas. I hate this. I hate being forced into this so much, but for recording, I just don't have a choice, really. I don't want to risk that in 5 episodes the game is gonna break down and I will have to reset again. I mean, it's not guaranteed that it's not gonna happen on Communitas, but the chance should be significantly lower. So that's what we are going with. I tried to play around with the settings a little bit, but all of the options that are there are quite a few options actually in settings for this map script, but no matter what I changed, I never liked it. I never liked the change. So in the end, I ended up with basically the most standard setup there. Is basically what you get when you decide for the map script. All of the default options, I kept them as they started. The only thing that I changed is the map size. We are playing on a large map. With the large map, the default number of saves is 10. I reduced it to 9 because it felt like with 10 saves, the maps were a little too crowded. And I reduced the number of city-states from 20 to 16 for the same reason. What I really don't like on this map script is that the city-states or the starting positions for the city-states are completely random. When you take, for example, like Continents Plus or Pangea Plus, on these maps, the city-states are moved outside of the main continents. So they are on islands around you and they are not in the way. Here, what can happen to you that you start in the middle of like a pack of city-states and you basically don't have anywhere to expand, which is annoying as hell. And of course, the more city-states you have, the more likely it is that it's going to happen. So I just reduce the number to decrease the likelihood of something like this happening. Same with the reduced number of saves. I just don't want the map to feel too cramped. So that's the settings. I don't think there's anything else that'll be worth mentioning. All of this other setup is fairly standard, no events, raging barbarians, transparent diplomacy, all of the usual settings that I'm using. Then we are playing against European saves because the initial idea for this series was to get the Europe map, which I thought would look like Europe, and have all of the European or most of the European saves fight over the rule of over Europe. It didn't work. The map wasn't what I expected it to be. We had to restart, etc. But I want to at least keep the idea of the European saves fighting for the rule over the world. So I handpicked all of the saves. All of them are the European major saves, and I try to keep the saves like as contemporary as possible. So for that reason, I didn't put in Greece, let's say. Greece, that's fine, but I mean, Greece still exists in Europe, but in Civ 5 specifically, it's the ancient Greece. So I didn't want that. For the same reason, I didn't put in, for example, Boudica. Let's pretend that for the same reason I didn't put in Rome. That has nothing to do with the fact that I had my ass handed to me by Rome last time. What else was there? I was thinking about Denmark. In the end, I didn't put Denmark in either because Denmark, again, here is from the, like, let's say Viking era. So I decided against Denmark. So basically all of the saves that we have here are like the more contemporary, I don't know, Germany, Spain, Portugal, right? The saves that here are as they're either like medieval from like their medieval era or later eras, nothing like ancient or until medieval, basically. So that's the saves. Now the starting position. I decided to go with a decent one. I was thinking about going with something like really strong. I had one starting position where there was atoll right next to our capital, where that would be like probably the best start, except for starting right next to the Wonder, because Atoll starts as a 4-food 2 production. But in the end, I decided against that. I wanted a decent start, but nothing like completely broken. This one is okay. It's decent to start with. It should be decent throughout the game because there will be always something that gives us decent yields or bonuses. We'll have salt, so while salt is not great early, it will become amazing later. We have the lake, which is gonna be bad later, but it's good early. So there is always something for us to work with, and it will this location will be like slightly above average throughout the whole game. I have no idea what is around. When I saw this, I decided to go with this start. I didn't even check. It didn't even move the Pathfinder, so everything, all tiles that we'll reveal, we'll both see for the first time. I have no idea what else is on the map. No cheating in that way. And yeah, I think we can start playing. There's really nothing else for me to talk about. Or maybe I will make again this starting location available. I will update the mod files that I uploaded, so it's up to date. It's the version 1.146, and this save file, I'll delete the old ones so it's not confusing. Also, I was told that there currently are some technical problems, at least for some of you, that you can't load the files that I'm uploading. I have no idea what's wrong. I tried to re-upload the files. I have no problems at all with like the stability. I even tried to like download the file myself and load it after downloading it from the Google Drive. It loaded without issues. So for me, the file is not corrupted. There has to be some compatibility issues with, I don't know, mods, with the game itself, like that you have a different version somehow. I really don't know, but from my side, everything seems to be working perfectly. So if anybody has any ideas where the problem might be, please let me know in comments what else I could do. But as I said, I re-uploaded everything, I tested everything. Everything seems to be working for me, so I don't know where else I should look when from my side everything looks fine. I apologize for that. I really don't know what else I should do. Okay, well, that's probably all. Let's start playing. We're gonna settle here so that we have access to the sea. We start right next to the lake. We will have to get the amber as soon as possible to get some decent production without improving the tiles actually, because salt before it get improved, and especially then before we get monopoly, is not that great actually. And we will have to get the second lake tile, of course. We actually don't have such a great start until we get the second lake tile, because the other tiles that we now have available actually suck. Let's go with the monument, and we start exploring. There is one setting on Communitas maps, and that's settings between continents everywhere, and then one central large continent. I wanted to use that, but I think how that one works is that it creates like large central continent with a few smaller around it, and then everyone is forced to start on the large one, which even on the large map is not actually that big. So it feels really cramped. With continents everywhere, I think all of the civs should be spread out randomly on all the continents. So there should be, while the map size is still the same with this setting, there it should feel like there is more room for everyone. So that's one thing that I should probably mention. I might be completely wrong because I have like no experience with this map script. I was trying to avoid it as much as possible until I was basically forced to play on it. So I just might be completely wrong just because I have no experience with the script. Whoa. It looks so good, and it's on such a bad spot. I mean, technically we could settle somewhere around here and eventually reach the atoll, but that will be too late. You need the atoll right from the start. The later in the game you get it, the worse it becomes. It can't really be boosted much by anything. We'll try to find another one right next to the coast, because with that it would definitely be like a reason for a second city to go right there. Okay, this is different. It's still not right next to the coast, but a city here, while it's really close to the capital, would be able to start with this tile. We could just buy it, because I don't think we'll get it for free through Authority. I have slightly different plans this time. I can actually talk about that as well. But this would be worth buying right away. Problem is, this city doesn't really have anything else. You could move here, give up on this tile, because as I said, if you get it later in the game, then it's not such a great tile at all. So I'm willing to give up this tile, move here, if that means getting something interesting to the north. Oh, barbarians. Okay, so we are not going there anymore. There is a crab. So a city here might be an option. Oh, there is a city-state. Okay. Well, you have to run back. There are too many barbarians. That's a cultured city-state. Hostile, unfortunately. This also means we don't want to go too far north, right? I don't think we'll be able to grab the crab before the city-state gets it. It's gonna be the first tile that it gets. So I think we can stay here. Actually, no. If we go here, we'll eventually get the pearls. And this looks like a peninsula here, so we could turn Bucharest into our like private resource. Let's abuse it as much as possible. Sweden, turn 6. That's not too bad. When I was testing the other... Oh, come on! I wanted to say, as I was testing the other settings, usually I met my neighbors on turn 2 or 3, so way too early. This time it's turn 6, so slightly better. But then we have the other problem that I have constantly on this map. No matter how I reduce the number of city-states, at least on one side, I get like a wall of city-states, and that like prevents me from expanding in one direction. And here it's not too bad. I mean, we wouldn't expand in this direction too much anyway, but it still sucks. I prefer having the city-state outside of the main continents. Well, if I settle here, am I losing anything? I'll still be, well, at some point I'm losing this tile, but I already talked about it, I don't really care. I'll steal some land from the city-state. I don't think I'll ever like conquer the city-state. I might conquer this one. You are also hostile. But I don't think I want to ever conquer Bucharest. I'm also thinking about like getting a citadel here at some point, just stealing the pearls, but that's a waste. It will be better to just conquer Milan. Okay, on the other side, did we find anything interesting? I think this could be a city. How far is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a perfect distance from the capital. Would have a new luxury. It would be on the hill, next to the lake, next to... So enough food production would be a little bit of an issue, but I want to go like all in production focus from religion and from social policies. So starting in locations where there is a lot of food and no production shouldn't be a huge problem because of all of the extra production we'll be getting from like the non-tile sources. I want to go start authority so that we can get culture from barbarians, but then switch to progress. I'm not sure if I'll do opener into tribute into progress opener, but more likely is authority opener into progress opener into organization, then into tribute, and then into expertise. That gives us the maximum amount of production we can get from social policies. Basically everything that we do will give us production and also a lot of culture, which is going to be the main focus. The more culture we get, the more production we get then from tribute. After we have these 5 policies, we will decide if we finish progress first or authority first. I have a feeling it will have to be authority because there will be a lot of fighting, so it might even be like expertise as a 5th one, and then dominance as the 6th one into discipline, then at some point imperium when we are ready to start conquering cities and honor, and then these 3, but we'll see about that. We don't know enough about the map to like make that decision. Also, pantheon. Strongest pantheon for this would be what we did last time. Just go all in on faith from warfare. But I don't want to do the same thing as we did last time. Because if I wanted to be most effective, I would do the exact copy of what we did. So instead, because I don't want to do that, I don't want to do the same thing twice, I will go full production. I will go tutelary gods, which is what I should have done last time, by the way. I think that was the biggest mistake that I made. Oh, come on, why are there barbarians everywhere where I want to go? What if I go there and stop the barbarians with the warrior? That might actually work. So the tutelary gods will be even more production. And then we'll see the where it's we will see the beliefs that we take. I'm not sure about those yet, but that depends on what exactly we'll find around us, how aggressive the AIs are. Okay, you're going to die, and you can start exploring again. Now, we are done with wheel. Next is gonna be trapping. I want to start hitting those barbarians as soon as possible. We can get rid of the yield icons because it's already bugging out. And next is gonna be Stonehenge, of course. 15, what was it, 32? That's turn 47? That's bad. But in 5, I'm gonna log this. And in 1 turn, what do we get in 1? If we get this tile in 1 turn, it's worse long term, but it's better to get the Stonehenge earlier. Let's just see what happens. We'll probably get the lake. That would be my bet. Yeah. Okay, with that, these two, and then log the salt most likely. And now we're just waiting for the authority opener. You go back to the capital, and you need your promotion so that we can start moving faster through all of these forests. And actually find our neighbors where their cities are. Because just finding their units doesn't really tell us anything. I wonder if it would be possible this time to steal workers from city-state, at least one worker. This is interesting. But I have a feeling there is someone's capital. Uh, 25. That's 44, right? That's too late. This would be 22. This is turn 41. That's decent. And even the growth isn't that slow. Okay, what do we do after trapping? Just have to double check, making sure that salt still needs mines. Yeah. And here we need a quarry. So we do need mining quite early. We do trapping into mining. That way I would have to get a worker first. I think I would rather get an archer first though. Which means that gives me time to go trapping pottery into mining. And then we'll see. Not a big fan of this, because that means we will enter classical era quite late, and the later we enter classical era, the later we'll start getting extra yields from all the kills and border growth and things like that. So I can't skip mining. There's just no way I can afford to do that. We don't need plantations this time. So what if I did something like mining, animal husbandry into bronze working? And then military theory or construction. Either go mathematics or go iron working, basically. I'd much rather go iron working to get to classical era a little bit earlier. Next. Okay, there is someone. I knew it. Who is this? Austria? Or England? This might be England. Okay, let's block the salt so that the barbarians can't prevent us from working it. England, that's decent. That's not super close, but if we decide to expand in this direction, and not that we have too many choices in which direction to expand, we could start war with England quite early. It might be too far. It depends on the direction she decides to expand. If she goes somewhere else, then she'll probably be too far for us to attack. There's Poland. There's Portugal. And there are barbarians everywhere. Okay, let's move back. There are also barbarians everywhere. Here we will get attacked. How close are we to a promotion? We will get a promotion next turn, so we'll be able to run away easily through the desert. Ouch. Next. Huh. How did that happen? Was there a brute somewhere that I didn't see? I mean, it's possible, but I thought I was safe on this now. Did I? No, I ended here. So I should have been far enough. I need to hide somewhere around London. I definitely don't want to lose my scout this early. Okay, I hope this will be safe. Oh, that's nice. That will help a little bit. 7, 12. May actually, in the end, even save us a turn. On the Stonehenge, I mean. Next. So, God of the Expanse we don't care about. I just hope that we don't lose the tutelary gods, which, I mean, is quite likely if the AIs get their pantheons early enough, because the AIs like to go with that one. This is, for me, the fastest way how to get to a pantheon, though, so if I can't get it this way, then there is no other way how to get it. Okay, do we go archer next or do we go warrior next? I wanted to go archer, but I think I want to start getting the extra culture as soon as possible. Even if I can't destroy camps this way, I will be able to kill these random brutes that are everywhere around our capital. With every kill, we get closer to the next social policy. Now the key for this to work is to get organization as soon as possible. And to get it early enough, the only way is to kill barbarians, as many as possible. Because our second social policy sucks. The progress opener is horrible early. I mean, it scales up. Later, it becomes really strong. But it just feels so bad picking it up early. Can we get a kill? Yes, we can. Boom. Give me culture. Oh, hello. Well, that changes a lot. Or not changes, but will dictate our plans for the early game a lot. So we are sending both our warriors to the fountain just to explore around. I need to figure out where the city is going to be. Because the second city will be around the fountain. Just out of curiosity. That would still be 5. This would be 4, but we wouldn't grow. Sounds bad. We will still get it on turn 40 if we get it. It's possible that the AIs get it even earlier. I think the earliest I've seen was turn 38. Oh, 43 turns to grow now. That's kind of slow. 29 or 22. I think this is what I have to do. Buy the archer. There be researching. Pottery. So we will get the granary that will allow us to grow. When do we get our settlers? That's also an interesting question. I think it's gonna be actually Stonehenge into a settler. Next. So we either settle here or we settle here. From here we would be able to reach the Ember. But I also want to settle on the coast. Most likely this tile. That would still get the wheat here, would get this one. One that's too far. I don't want to settle here specifically. Actually, it would still be too far away from the Ember, so there's no reason to settle here. Two, three. It might be this tile. It's not that close to this one. It reaches the Ember. I need to check what's to the south of the Ember. There is the possibility that there would be a city here in range of the Ember. We still have time. We need to finish the Wonder. Ouch, what happened? We are getting destroyed. We're probably gonna lose the scout. It seems that England doesn't have any units around here. Come on, I thought I ended the turn. I got distracted by my cats. You can hear them again in the background. Okay, try to heal. I mean, I could maybe step back, because this will be fighting 1v1, and I might actually out-heal the brutes with the authority opener if it's just one brute against me. Okay, and now it's... Actually, no, it's not both cats. It's just Andromeda here making all of the noise. Can we survive this? If I attack here, then there is a chance this brood attacks this warrior, this one attacks here, and then we somehow survive, but I'm really not sure that's a viable strategy. If I fortify here, let's attack across a river into fortified hill, so that might actually work. Okay, so two options. Tutelary gods, which is what I want to go with. Or God of War. But as I said, we did God of War last time, and I don't want to do exactly the same thing as last time. It's the strongest option. The infinite fate that you eventually get is just ridiculous how broken that is. But Tutelary Gods is stronger until like early medieval, maybe. Basically until you start the Endless Wars. Yeah, it's Tutelary Gods. We can get Settler in. Let's see if we can get him in 9. 10. 10. 10. Nope, this is the fastest settler that we can get. Look how quickly we can get the granary and shrine. I still want the settler first, because we can get a wonder. That's actually a pretty good one. We turn on the yields. It's 4 with, I think, scaling science. So that will kick in with classical era. And I'm gonna make a cut here. As usual, we wanted to get the pantheon in the first episode, and now I would play longer if I didn't have to think a bit about what I want to do here. I kind of want to get the camp, but it feels dangerous. Problem is, the warrior can't retreat because of zone of control. I have an option here to attack this guy, because that way I would be able to retreat then. And I doubt that this brood is going to chase anybody. So that's maybe the safest route. The question is, if this guy attacks, will he get low enough for the brood to then just finish him up immediately? I think the safest option is actually to attack and fortify here. Oh well, we'll see about that next time, I think. So we are done for today. I hope that you like the restart. I hope that you're gonna stay with me for the series. And until the next episode, have a good time. Bye bye.